Kaguya Ootsutsuki coming as DLC for Naruto Boruto Shinobi Strikers Season 3 DLC. This is why, and this is how, but before we get into all that, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, enable all notifications for the #1 anime gaming, Jump Force, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and Fighters channel on YouTube and the internet. The quality is a name itself, perfection. And let's get right into this. So, if you notice with Naruto Shinobi Strikers, with the 2 previous DLC packs, which have been, really successful for the Naruto gaming community, there's been a particular pattern that they all follow. They're all from Naruto Storm 4. Pretty much every single character has been from the previous Naruto games. And recently with Naruto Storm 4, it brought forth a new and intriguing character to that game, and it was Kaguya Ootsutsuki, the in-game antagonist for the Naruto Shippuden franchise. Now, Kaguya brings a lot of interesting tools and tricks to the game that would be very intriguing to see play out in the Naruto Shinobi Strikers universe and game engine. And I'm going to be talking about all those tools in today's video. Now, first of all, right from the get-go, I think that Kaguya, I had a difficulty judging which type she would be, because I wanted to make her a healing type. She would gather chakra. She has health regeneration in the series, obviously, but nothing that would give her like healing abilities to her partners. I mean, she does have the Rinnegan and all the different jutsus, which do have like revive abilities. So, I mean, unless they wanted to add a move that would revive your partner instantly and in the place they passed away, then I don't really see how she would fit into a healing type. I want her to be that, but I don't know. So the only other alternative that I can see for her is for her being a range type character with some really diverse abilities. And let's get right into them. So the first ability, which would suit her more if she were to be an attacking type, but again, we're keeping her range for other purposes I'll reveal later on in the video. Her initial jutsu would be the 80 Gods Vacuum Fist. Now the 80 Gods Vacuum Fist is pretty much Kaguya's signature ability both in the show, in Jump Force, and in Naruto Storm 4. This ability sends a volley of fists made out of chakra at the opponent, which pummels them into a pulp. That's what I have it imagined as in my head, as a cloud clearing technique. Just you have a mob of shinobi, all the 3 team members right there in one spot. You hit 80 Gods Vacuum Fist and you clear them out of whatever zone. And I feel like this should have a great pushback mechanic to it. I imagine this ability as a yeet no jutsu. Like the pushback ability on this would be ridiculous, because again, she is the in-game antagonist, and everything that this character does in game should just be the paragon of whatever it's attempting to do, since she is the mother of all chakra. Now, her next ability that would be more of a ranged maneuver or a utility skill, I have it envisioned as her Jump Force version of Chibaku Tensei. Basically what she does in Jump Force is that she throws out a hitbox or a wind technique. If you remember the old Naruto games when Naruto used to awaken and he did his chakra shuriken technique and he sent out those little wind blasts, that's what I have envisioned for Kaguya with this technique. So she would send out a wind blast, it would grab the opponent, shred them, and what I have envisioned as like a secondary or a passive ability or like a perk is that when hit, it reduces the opponent's chakra or ultimate gauge and gives it to Kaguya. Yeah, with her being the mother of all chakra, she should have a utility skill which pretty much allows her to rob her enemies of all their ult jutsu. Now, again, to balance this utility out, to balance this jutsu out, what I would do is pretty much make it come up maybe every 15 to 20 seconds. That way she can't just sit there and spam this ability over and over and over again, but she can get a couple of uses out of it per match, which would give her multiple ults to rain down on the opponent. So I have her substitution envisioned in my mind is that black Zetsu that lives in her cloak, and the way that I would have it work out is that she would sub and it would hit the opponent pretty much like Haku's ice substitution, where it would freeze the opponent in place. And again, what Zetsu would do, or this black energy would do, is that it would reduce the opponent's health and give it to Kaguya. So this gives her the ability to steal chakra, steal health, stun the opponent in place, and set them up for maybe a final truth-seeking orb ultimate or some other devastating technique in her kit that I've imagined thus far. Speaking of ults, I have this envision for her, and I've been going over it in my head several times now, and I have to think that it will be Final Truth Seeker Orb. Now the question is, would it work like it does in Jump Force, or would it work out the way that it does in Naruto Storm 4, where she has to take the form of that weird rabbit beast and then do the Final Truth Seeking Orb? I feel like I want it to be the way that it is in Jump Force, where she just, throws the blast out without going through that animation of transforming into the rabbit. But that's just me and my personal preference. What do you think in the comment section below? I think that it would be like maybe the same hitbox as the meteor technique that Madara uses, but it comes down a lot quicker, because that's the one flaw of that technique with Madara, is that it's really telegraphed. People can see the hitbox of the meteor coming down, and you give them way too much time to get out of there. So with Kaguya, this technique would come down very quickly, almost impossible for the enemies to get out of the range of the technique. This would be a frag technique where you would lay this down and you'd be guaranteed points on the board. The opponents would be cleared off, they would have to res, and this would pretty much be the end of the game. Like, imagine you have your opponents down on their last 3 or 4 lives, and you just cast this and you just watch them cringe in agony as they have no hope to escape this blast. That's what I have in store for her with this technique. Now, ninja tools wise, I think that she would just use her bone techniques. Like, she would launch her bones at the opponent, and I want to give it a passive ability where every time it hits, it saps health. So it's like a combination of what she does in Storm 4 and what she does in Jump Force. Because in Jump Force, she has a technique called Bone Ash, where every time it hits, it saps the enemy of health. So every time you hit someone with this chakra or these shuriken or this ninja tool, right, it would sap them of their health for every hit that it got. So I would give it a high hit count, maybe have it stick out of the opponent for damage over time. That's just what I have envisioned for Kaguya right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below of that. Of course, I've been your perfect being, and this has been Kaguya coming to season 3 of Naruto Shinobi Strikers. That's what I have envisioned. That's what I want to see her doing in the game. Let me know whether you agree, disagree, disputes, notes that you have to compare with this. Of course, I've been your perfect being, and this has been Kaguya Ootsutsuki, proud member of the Pride and mother of all chakra, coming to Naruto Shinobi Strikers Season 3 DLC. I will see you guys in the next video. Remember to get subscribed, click that notification bell, enable all notifications, follow me on social media at the link down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.